What's up guys, and welcome to my channel. My name's Amber and I am a hairstylist specialising in vivid colouring with over 10 years experience. And today I thought I would do a video on how to kind of beachy, curly, mermaidy, grunge wave your hair, I guess. I don't know. I never really know how to explain it to my clients either. I'm going to enter some pictures here so you know what the hell I'm talking about. So yeah, I thought why not get in front of the camera today and humiliate myself once again in front of my 80 subscribers. You're welcome. Speaking of subscribers, don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell. Thank you. So yeah, let's get started. So what I usually say to start off with is just brush through your hair. So I've got this lovely, disgusting, really old tangle teaser here because I don't know where my not disgusting one is. So I'm going to use it regardless, and I'm just going to brush through my hair. Okay, so my hair is all brushed through. Now what you want for your next step is just to make sure your hair is properly protected, because obviously you're going to be using straighteners on your hair. Well, obviously I'm going to be using straighteners. If you feel like you're more comfortable with like a tong or a wand, go for it. But I'm going to be using straighteners. So I am personally going to be using Mythic oil today. It's just my go-to product. I've been using it for almost my entire career and I just love it. It's kind of similar to Moroccan oil, but it's not as heavy and it's not as expensive, so I'm going to be using that. So I've got a little mini travel size that I usually take on holiday with me, but I'm running out, so I'm just going to be eating into this. So when my hair's dry, I usually put maybe a quarter to half a pump on, so I've got a tiny little bit, don't know if you can see that. And I'm just going to rub this into my hands and spread it through my mids and ends first, because those are the most porous and old parts of my hair. And then I'm going to get started. Now what you want to make sure before you go ahead and start curling your hair is make sure you at least have a set of straighteners that you can change the temperature on. So obviously I usually say low to medium heat on your hair, and what you'll find is if you take your time that your curl will last longer, and it means that you're basically not going to fry the product that you've just spent all that time putting in your hair. You're not frying it back out your hair again. So that's a good thing to remember as well. There's no point in using the highest heat in your hair if one, you don't need it and you've just put products in, because the product isn't going to protect your hair from all that heat. So yeah. So I am going to be using Cloud9s today. Now these are the Cloud9 Touch, so just touch them together. Now their normal setting is on 195, which I personally think is a bit too hot, so just triple click and they go down to 165. Personally I still think it's a bit hot, but obviously that's all I'm kind of dealing with, and it's better than using them so they're too hot. So yeah, we'll be doing that. Now my hair I would say is a bit thicker than average, and what I tend to find is I can just section my hair off into 3 horizontal sections. So I'll show you each section as I go through. So I'm going to do the first one at the nape of the neck just now. Your sections don't need to be perfect, like it's not the end of the world. Your end result is you want it to be kind of like beachy, soft and messy, so if it's not perfect, don't worry about it. The thing that I like about this is the fact that obviously I can sleep on it for days and it still looks nice because it's supposed to be kind of grungy and messy. So yeah, sections off just now so you know what the hell I'm talking about. And this is just a crocodile clip that I got free with a wig, I think. But you can get these like on Amazon, anywhere. They're actually really good because they're nice and strong. I actually prefer them to these clips just because they hold a lot more hair in place. So I'll just section this up top. And yeah, see, that's held the whole section. So I have sectioned about this much hair off, And obviously I'm going to do this section, and then I'll section another one around here, and then obviously that'll be my 3 horizontal sections. Now I'll probably get about 4 sections working from this. I don't want them to be too thick, but I don't want them to be too thin either, so this will give you a good idea. And what you can do as well is obviously you can pull them forward just so you can see what you're doing. So yeah, let's get started. I always section away from the face once you start getting around the front, but I usually I'll go maybe forward, back, forward, back, forward, back, but just make sure your front sections are away from the face, because otherwise you're going to feel really crowded with your curls. So yeah, let's get started. So take your section, I like to go in from the top, make sure you're not too close in, and I'll do this one away. It doesn't matter when you're underneath if you do them forward at the front, just make sure it's not at the top. And what I like to do as well is I like to make sure the straighteners are a little bit looser as I get towards the ends, and you can see here that we've got a nice soft curl. Sometimes I like to go back through and just straighten the ends as well. So go back, we'll do this section, and now I'm doing this section forward and pull that. Now this does take a lot of practice, especially with straighteners, so don't give yourself a hard time if you can't get it immediately. It's not the end of the world, just take your time, and it's all about practice. And you'll see there, and then I'm just going to go through and I'm going to straighten this out. Now don't put your fingers through it until it's all cooled down. And if you see sections like this, just go back through and do them whatever direction you want them to go in. Okay. If you feel like your hair is slipping out of the top of the plate, just do another turn. And there we go, we've got our bottom section here, so that was really quick and easy. Like I said, if it's your first time, just take your time and you'll find that you'll have a better result, and it's going to last a lot longer as well. So we'll get started on the next section, and I'm going to do this round from about here and then circulate it round. Now everyone finds that they have a good side and a bad side. Even I have a bad side, it's perfectly normal, don't worry about that. But what I would say to try and get past that, or even kind of improve on your bad side, is always pay attention to what you're doing on your good side. A lot of the time you don't actually realise that you're doing something different on your good side when it comes to your bad side. So make sure you're paying attention to the way that you hold your straightener, what angle you're going at, even where you're holding it. If you're holding it up or down, you might not even notice that you're doing it differently. So pay attention to what you're doing on your good side, because it makes a huge difference. A lot of people tend to find they get a lot of issues with tugging with their straighteners. Don't worry about that too much. What you tend to find is that when you're using your straighteners, you don't realise how much you're clamping down with your You don't realise how much you're clamping it down with your fist when you're holding them like this. So if you feel like your straighteners are tugging quite a lot, try and use the tips of your fingers here as opposed to your fist, and you'll find that it won't tug as much. So from here forward, I would say these probably go all back. That's just my personal opinion of where I like to cut it off, but this is just what I do. So all curls go back from here forward. And with these front sections, I like to do them slightly looser so I don't turn the straightener as much, and I just do it a bit looser in between the plates. So maybe one full turn, I'll do it a little bit quicker through it, and the plates don't touch as much, and then I'll pull it down slightly and straighten the ends, and that's just how I like it. So, you're probably wondering why I changed the direction of the straightener, and because this is my bad side, I always find I really struggle to get a similar curl once it's all brushed out to this side. So I found that if I flip the straighteners, it actually makes it a little bit easier for me to do that. But yeah, before I get this all brushed out, please take a second to like, subscribe, click that notification bell, leave me a comment and tell me if you like this video. Let me know what you want me to do in my next video. I'm thinking maybe either colouring my own hair or colouring a wig. So let me know what you would prefer in the comments. But yeah, I am going to let this all cool down, and then I'm going to brush it out and show you guys how it looks. So this is how the curls look. They're all dry. I've not actually brushed them through yet, but I just thought it would be a good idea just to show you guys how I brush them out. So yeah, this is how the curls look. Don't worry if they don't look like this first time around. If they do, amazing, you've done a great job, but if they don't look like that, don't worry, it's not the end of the world. So yeah, what I usually do, sometimes I put hairspray through it, sometimes I don't know, just depends on the weather. Unfortunately, I don't have any hairspray in my home because I don't use it that regularly, so I'm not going to put any hairspray through. It's as simple as that. But yeah, I just take my fingers through and I just brush it through like this. A lot of people use a brush, use maybe like a vent brush. I don't do that just because, I don't know, I don't really like the finish that it gives personally, but it's up to you if you would prefer to use a brush. But yeah, I just brush it through with my fingers. Once it's all dry, give it a bit of a shake. If you want to turn your head upside down, go for it. If you want to swing your head around and blast it with a hairdryer, get your boyfriend to smack you about the head. Well, maybe not that one, don't do that one. But yeah, do whatever you want to brush out your curls. I'm not your boss, and if I was, no, I just wouldn't be your boss. I wouldn't be a good boss. Anyway, yeah, so yeah, if you want to put your head upside down, do it. Oh. But yeah, this is the finished result. I hope this helped you guys. Let me know if you end up using this tutorial. If you take a picture, tag me on Instagram because I really want to see it. I am Amberdoesmermaidhair on Instagram as well, but just with underscores in between each word. But if you do this, take a picture, tag me on Instagram because I want to see it. I just think it would be really cool. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. But yeah, thanks for watching. Bye guys.